So Donald Trump came out and said that the American people are going to struggle financially and economically because of his tariff strategy. It's pretty apparent that he has been firing federal workers of the government, which brings the employment rate up. It is also very apparent that the ports of Seattle, Washington, New York, Boston are all empty, which means that our shelves in our stores are going to be empty. So at least we know that he's keeping one of his campaign promises.
The WTO, the World Trade Organization, is expecting the amount of trade between the United States and China to be slashed by 80%. Then what does this mean for the nation's ports? The top two are right here. And now the director of the Port of Los Angeles says, as you're about to hear, the shipments from China have stopped.
Arrivals will drop by 35%, as essentially all shipments out of China for major retailers and manufacturers has ceased, and cargo coming out of Southeast Asia locations is much softer than normal with the tariffs now in place.
The Port of LA's executive director, Gene Soroka, explaining while the tariff talk seems to change hourly, for now, a 145% tariff on China will have an impact.
That simply means that if you're buying a product from China, it costs 2.5 times more than it did last month.
The twin ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach, the nation's second busiest, are the drivers of the Southern California economy. This week, the Los Angeles County Economic Development Corporation predicting the trickle-down effects of the tariffs that now threaten $500 billion in revenue for our region and put 2 million workers at risk.
With decreased economic activity comes decreased ability to meet payroll.
The CEO of the Trucking Association says truck drivers will be among those impacted.
There's just, unfortunately, outside pressures that is going to cause folks to probably lose their jobs.
Meantime, Soroka says, let's just keep the cargo coming.
April 29th, 2025. Israelis, y'all. This the empty shelves they talking about. Great. It's some stuff. But it's starting though.
What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I really do appreciate your love and support on this channel. So the imposition of steep tariffs up to 145% on Chinese import by the US has significantly disrupted supply chains, contributing to empty shelves in American stores, and people are talking about this. So many people were online, even on social media, saying that there is no way that the tariffs will actually affect the American citizens or the consumers, because most did not understand what tariffs are or what it meant, and so many of them were just showing their ignorance on social media and other platforms, even on mainstream media when they were being interviewed, and saying and believing what the orange man in power told them, that it's the countries that have to pay the tariffs. They didn't even take their time to go and research and understand the policies that they're actually voting for. As we are talking, people are creating videos showing empty shelves in American stores. This includes groceries, and still they are going on ahead and saying that there is no way Chinese tariffs are affecting our groceries because we don't get our groceries from China. Now, if you don't know that these tariffs, there is a way that they are connecting to affecting your groceries in China, then this video is definitely for you, and you need to stick up to the end to watch and get to understand on how your groceries are actually being affected by these tariffs that have been imposed on China by your government. I want us to watch these videos together, guys. Every clip and every stitch that you'll be seeing on our today's episode, credits belongs to the original creators of these videos that you're seeing on your screens. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, my good name is Gracie D. Kindly consider subscribing to this channel, give this video a like, and let me know what your thoughts are on the comments section. So let's just dive right ahead and we'll come back with more commentary.
Ricky Bobby, you about to learn today. We gonna go fast, so I hope that your little pea brain can keep up. Well, if you don't think these China tariffs aren't affecting the food supply, let me break it down for you. I'm Sonia Roselli. I own a skincare brand, and I have been importing for the last 10 years, so I know a little bit about supply chains. And when the shit is fucked up, it's fucked up, and it's about to get real fucked up. Here's how the China tariffs will affect our food supply and why we all about to go fucking hungry. So it's a goddamn good thing that we're all on these fucking GLP-1s. First of all, when it comes to the food supply, farmers get most of their fertilizer, pesticides, that kind of shit from China. They get a lot of the equipment from China. If they don't have any of that shit to grow food, guess what? Food supply shortages, no food on the shelves, your fucking bitch ass is gonna be hungry. Second of all, there's this little thing called secondary packaging. And as someone who makes product, let me show you what that means. This is secondary packaging. This is primary packaging. This primary packaging has to go into the secondary packaging. What does that mean? Secondary packaging, most of the shit comes from China. So your frozen meals, the little fucking bag that your peas get put in, that all fucking goes into the secondary packaging that comes from China. So what does that mean? That means if they don't have any fucking secondary packaging to put the food in, the food is gonna sit there and rot. And what does that mean? That means your bitch ass is gonna go hungry. That means that there's not gonna be any fucking food. What else comes from China? The fucking parts that goes on the fucking trucks. That means all of that fucking truck that is taking your fucking frozen yogurt from one part of Texas to the other part of Texas, that means that there is no fucking refrigeration on that truck and they can't get a part from China. That means all your fucking frozen milk and all your fucking frozen pizzas and all your fucking shit is going to be melted, sitting in that Texas fucking heat, fucking rotting. Yeah, it's going to fuck up the supply chain and it's going to fuck up the shit that's on the shelves. So what does that mean? It means your bitch ass is gonna go hungry again. There ain't no food to sell. What else comes from China? Raw ingredients. That means the ingredients that private label manufacturers here in the States need to make our fucking food. Things like MSG, preservatives, citric acid, all of that shit that goes in our food to keep it stable all comes from China. If we don't have it, guess what? We can't make it. That means your ass is fucking hungry again. Right, Nico? The other thing is you're like, well, we'll just go to Mexico or Canada. They gotta have the same thing. They don't have infinite supply to feed the entire United States and Mexico and their own country, right? So there's gonna be shortages. That means there's gonna be no food on the shelves. That means your bitch ass gonna be hungry. That's right, fucking hungry. It's not just cheap made in China shit. It is every little piece of the supply chain that goes into making food and product and ingredients and farming and planting and everything that we need to fucking keep the food on the table in this country. So it's not that fucking simple, Ricky Bobby. Next time someone says China has nothing to do with our food supply, now you know.
America is about to learn how good we actually used to have it. The ports are empty. Food isn't coming in. Goods are not coming in. Everyone who works in the shipping industry is saying we are about to face a crisis much bigger than the empty shelves during COVID. We have felt entitled in this country to freedom, to democracy, to human rights, to unlimited food and crap to buy. We got lazy and we did nothing to maintain those freedoms and those rights. We assumed that other people would do it. We stopped valuing our own education. We stopped reading. We stopped being kind to other people. We got completely hell-bent on having more stuff, on having more money, on having more whatever, having more fucking Botox in our faces. It's a false ladder that we were taught to climb. And I don't know if this current iteration of Americans has it in them to survive the Great Depression Part 2, but I don't know if we're gonna have a choice, babe.
Am I the only one that these tariffs are really starting to scare? Because most people don't really understand what tariffs are and how they're going to impact them. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who voted for a specific person, and he didn't understand tariffs at all. And he kept saying, oh, well, they won't affect me because I'm just going to buy American made products. What he didn't understand, which a lot of people don't, is barely anything is made in America entirely. Homes, for example, a lot of the lumber for homes is imported from Canada. It's not American lumber. Nails, glue, things like that are not produced here. They are imported here and built here. The same with most American products. We produce little to nothing. We are a consumer nation. So even if it says made in America or an American made product, very rarely will you see everything made in America. That just doesn't really happen. And a lot of people don't know that. Scary.
Happy Saturday, guys. How y'all doing? It's Saturday, so it's a good day, right? Any of you guys got that friend that everybody, kind of mutually knows, and there's this kind of there is this mutual warning about messing with that person? You know how you say it's that friend. Everybody got that friend that said, "Mine, don't mess with him. Don't mess with him." Or, "Dude, that ain't what you want. Trust me. Don't wake that up." You know that friend? That's China. China is that friend somebody should have warned Trump about. China that friend somebody should have said, "Dude, that ain't what you want." Y'all know China. Trump been blowing China up. Trump been blowing China phone up. And if they answer, when they have answered, it's being reported that they putting Trump on hold and playing Obama speeches. Yeah. China been putting Trump on hold and playing Obama speeches. China that friend. China that friend that he should have been warned about. That he should have been forewarned about. They put the man on hold, and from what is being reported, he blowing their phone up in double-digit figure times a day. Double-digit figures now. He blowing their phone up, and if they answer, they put him on hold and they play Obama speeches. China, my kind of people. They're my kind because they weren't messing with us. We were getting our crap, we were getting our stuff, we were cool. China really wasn't messing with us. When a bully get his just desserts, whoever dishing that bully his just desserts, you gonna get you alright with me? You gonna get that. So, I'm trying to keep it together. I promise. But China's that one that said, "You go low, we'll meet you below." Y'all have a good one. I ain't gonna even ask the question.
So y'all, I just got off the phone with my cousin. We talk once a week, maybe twice a week, a couple hours. And she's a manager in the grocery store sector, right? She's been doing it a long time. And what she's telling me is that I'm trying to let you guys know, because people are acting delulu. They don't want to know, or they're not listening, or some people, I don't know, but she's saying how they're running out of certain things. Milk, I believe she said cucumbers. She said by noon these things are gone. Bell peppers, that they're not getting in. Their trucks are coming in half full. That's just enough for me. And she's like, even people that work at the store with her, and she's like, you guys better be stocking up. And they're like, oh, it's gonna be okay. Or they just don't want to know. And they're there working, seeing the same thing she's seeing. And it was just interesting to me, so I'm sharing that with you guys. It's one thing that, the people, I don't want to say they, because I can't think of the name right now, but the people on that give the news and all that are saying this, that, you know, we've lost our allies as ships. The people at the shipyard are saying ships are coming in like 38% less shipment, and the tariffs kick in this week, and the things that are going to happen. Is one thing to hear them say that, but then I'm giving you information from someone who is in the industry, who is in the grocery store at least 5 days a week, and their shipments are coming in shorter, and they're running out of things during the day. So go stock up, get you some non-perishables. I went to Costco, I got a lot of tuna. I got the 25-pound bag of beans. That's what was suggested when I was reading on things to get, and a 25-pound bag of dry rice, and it's really smaller than a bag of dog food. I got some oatmeal, a big bag of the Kirkland brand oatmeal. These are non-perishable items. I did get eggs and things like that too, but if something goes down and there's nothing on the shelf, you know, we know how to eat that every day, even if we don't want to. But I'm just trying to tell you guys, I'm not trying to be a pessimist. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to give you guys the information. So please listen and go to the store tomorrow. Alrighty. Praying for us all.
Yeah, guys, that is what has been happening, and it's crazy. Like, I don't understand how these people are like this ignorant to this part, that till today, after all that has been happening since the election, since 20th January, after Trump was sworn in, they still don't believe what people are telling them, and they just want to be on the comment section showing how ignorant they are. And of course, they have to also like be very lazy, because I mean, tell me why you cannot just go on ahead and do a little bit of research online and understand what is happening. Because now people coming and telling people that there is no way that the Chinese tariffs are actually affecting our groceries. Honestly, it's crazy, because most of the groceries that people get in America are frozen or packaged, like all the foods that you have there. And for the most fresh groceries, now there are no people to work on your farms. Like, after you all voted to deport illegal immigrants that were actually working on your farm, and now for you that are citizens, you don't want to go and work in those farms to be paid minimum wage and work for long hours. And China is not even joking. You know, China said, America, you want this? You want to go low? We're gonna go lower. Because there is no way you're gonna sit there, put 145% tariffs on goods that are coming from China just because you want to punish China. And people are listening, and it's crazy when Trump was actually doing his campaign, the way he was talking about China, and the way that he was showing how he doesn't like this country, and people that are actually supporting him had to follow him. You know, they listen to each and every single thing that he says, and they believe everything that he says, to a point of them not wanting to do research. They were told that it's the countries that are importing goods in America that have to pay the tariffs, and now most of them are actually learning the hard way. And it's crazy that it's not only like the middle class citizens that actually believed this, but I've seen even a couple of businessmen and businesswomen that are actually Trump supporters believed that it's the countries that actually, or the country that you're getting goods from, that have to pay the tariffs. And now they're learning it the hard way. They are realizing that these tariffs are being paid by our country, and it's me as a consumer or as a businesswoman that is suffering. Because when I bring goods in the United States of America and I had to pay 145% tariffs, that means I'll have to sell these commodities or these goods at a higher price. So the consumer might not afford that. Or me as a business person, I'll not be able to ship in these goods because of the high costs. And now people want to sit here and say there is no way China is affecting our groceries. That does not happen. We are supporting Trump. We are suffering because of the Biden administration, of how they left things in office. It's crazy. Like, every time I go on the comment section of these videos, I'm always laughing because something that I don't even know, I easily go and research and get to learn about it. And when they say knowledge is power, it's actually true, because now if they had this knowledge, they would not have voted for these policies. Okay, I know some voted because of hatred and racism, but at least if some had a little understanding of these policies that they actually voted for, they would not have voted as they did. Now people are crying and complaining. Now they are actually understanding that their white privilege is not going to serve them this time. It's not going to save them. And now they're like, we've seen so many MAGA voters actually leaving MAGA. We've seen so many of them creating videos saying that they regret the choices they made, they regret their votes. I was doing a little bit of research, and I have this chart that shows like how the tariffs that have been posed on China is actually affecting US, and this chart actually shows like the grocery category on how it's being affected, and this will make you understand why some people are like, there are empty shelves in our stores. So packaged or processed food, 0 to 10, it's been affected 8 times. These reasons for the impact: contains additives, preservatives, and vitamins often sourced from China. Spice and seasoning, from 0 to 10, it's been affected 9 times. Many dried spices and flavoring like garlic, ginger are imported from China. Baking ingredients is being affected 7 times, includes Chinese sourced items like baking soda, food colorings, and enzymes. Baby formula nutrition, it's been affected 7 times. 0 out of 10, it's 7 times. Relies on imported vitamins and nutrients, often made in China. Frozen foods, it's affected 6 times, processed abroad or packaged with Chinese materials. Snacks, 6, often include Chinese-made ingredients and wrappers. Canned goods, 5 times. Packaging and lining materials may be affected. Beverages, 4 times. Some drinks, additives, and sweeteners come from China. Fruits and vegetables, fertilizers and pesticides cost increases impact domestic supply. Meat and dairy, 3 times. Mostly domestic, but input cost can still raise indirectly. So if you're sitting there and asking, or you want to tell yourself that there is no way that these tariffs are actually affecting groceries in the United States of America, or why you don't believe that the empty shelves that you're seeing in your stores is because of these US tariffs, you have to think twice and go on and do your own research. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on the comment section. Thank you so much for watching up to this part, and until the next episode, bye.